Hi, welcome back to this series of Dynamic 365 HR Fundamentals, a guided tour into Dynamics HR. Today I want to focus on a solution that we have not 100% share in both solutions, in finance and HR, but I wanted to make sure that you understand the difference and what do we have in one and what do we don't have in the other one, and how this infrastructure merge is going to help us to have the same in both, if you want to, if your customer wants to, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So as you can see here in my in my screen, I have two environments. One is for finance and the other one is for HR. We do have similarities into the employee management or the workforce management. So we have pretty much the same functionalities when we enter into the workers environment. Part of the solution, but we have some additional things that we have in HR that they are not available in finance. So I'm gonna keep sharing both of my screens. Here we're gonna go to personal management, and this is gonna load. If everything goes okay, it will load. Let's refresh. It's refreshing. There you go. Here we are in personal management, and I'm gonna open this a bit because there's something that I want for you to know, that it's not, if minimized you can see it. So here we can see what's going on in our company. So we have this main dashboard with massive amount of information that is pretty much interesting for people working in HR, because we're seeing how much employees do we have, how many contractors, how many open positions. Also, we can see the candidates that are about to start, or the ones that already started, as well as the people leaving. If we want to hire someone, it's pretty simple. We press hire employee or contractor, depending on the nature of employment, and we can do the hire from there. So if we go to employees, we are going to be able to see our list of people. And here we have our employee record. So for people working in finance, you may find this pretty much similar to the workers' workspace. So let's go there to make the comparison. If we open here and we go into our human resources, as you can see, this is already selected. If we go to human resources, we can dive here and go into, in this case, let's go to employees. As you can see, it's pretty much the same, as we have a list of workers as well as several tabs in the top. So let's open up a bit of HR, and we have here, for example, we have, let's go to Abraham record, and we can see a lot of information. So for Abraham, we can see that he has the profile tab when we can find all the personal information and a worker summary. For example, the role that he is developing, where he is developing that role, and so on. But we can find as well some other information as name, addresses, contact information, and different other things, personals. And then we can find a work history. Before moving into work history, let's go to our finance. And let's go to our first record here. And we can see that for Alicia, we have something pretty much the same. So Alicia has the worker summary, some information, addresses, contact, personal, and payroll earning codes. So here we start having differences between our both solutions. And yeah, let's do this like this. There you go. As you can see, we have here for our employee in HR, we have some really pretty banner where we can find where he works, the department, the type of employment, the full-time equivalent, the legal entity that he works for, and how many years of service he's having. So as you can see in the other, in finance, we're not seeing that dashboard, that banner that is giving us a lot of information. And then if we scroll down, we can see that we have pretty much the same information about the person and the title and everything like that. The only thing that we can see different here is that We have name details, addresses, and here we have addresses, contact information, personal information, and in HR we have the skill mapping, and in finance we don't have it, but we have the payroll earning codes that we can find that in HR in a different part. So after going to that, let's go to work history. In this case, we have the employment. They're pretty much the same. So you can see that the details, we have the dates, and we have also summarized some other things that are spread around several parts of HR. So mainly we can have all our employment information in the same workspace. The only difference is that it is split. So we, as you can see here in finance, we are seeing the summary and the employment details all together, and that is okay. We also have here in HR our positions. Here we don't have it. But it's kind of a repetition of what we see in work history. The only difference is that we see the status of this position, the number, the description, and if it's a primary position. We don't see that here, but that's okay. It's something that is not like crucially needed. And then we have our links. Let's go to links here in HR, where we can find, for example, compensation, certificates, employment, and different information around the person's skills and leave, of course, and some other stuff. On the other hand, we have here in finance, we have our compensation tab it's pretty much the same as this part of the links. So it's pretty much the same, where we can assign plans to the person and make sure that these plans are assigned, of course, fixed and variable. Then we have our competencies and development, and in this case we have something that we found in the very first tab for the employee, that is the skill mapping, and if we want to add competencies and development. The following tab that we're going to see, I'm not very familiar with this, is commerce. I don't work with this. I have no idea how it looks like, but we can dive deeper into that later. Okay, and then we have the time registration. That is something that we do not have here in HR. We don't have time and attendance. And luckily with the infrastructure merge, this is going to be something that will be really helpful for our customers using finance and wanting to start to use the HR functionalities, adding, of course, the time and attendance from finance. So if you have a customer that's working with finance and it's willing to enroll into the HR features, this is going to be a great move. And okay, so here in time and registration, we can see all the details for the registration of time. So we can see if the flex time is allowed, and pretty much the calculations, the approvals, and so on. All right. But this is not the only thing that I want to focus on today. The other thing that I find pretty interesting is that we have a difference in the employee records. We do also have a difference in the employee functionalities. So as you can see here, in HR, we have a work where we can do pretty much everything about the work, the position assigned to the worker. So we can change that position, we can terminate the worker, we can change the worker employment type. That means that we can change it from contractor to employee or the other way around. We can see the history or verified employment, view this person in hierarchy, view the changes through the timeline, and see some additional information related to checklist with the tasks management module. All right, so we have something I think pretty much similar here. Let's open this. Here we have the worker, and we can do pretty much the same, but it's open a bit more because it helps us here. As you can see, it's much complete in finance, where it gathers like lots of stuff, not only for personal actions, changing or terminating the position, but we have also personal information that we can manage from the top. Also, we can see, for example, different benefits, competencies, and development. All this under the title of worker. If we go back to HR, we can see that we have some additional that is called person. This, as you can see, this tab gathers what we have in finance played only in worker tab, and that is pretty good because I really like the way that HR does it, because it's a bit more clear for people to know when the worker is a worker and when the worker is a person, so you can do the differentiation there. Then we have a tab over here that is called leave. We are not going to have that in finance because we do not have how to manage leave within finance as of now, and this is going to be one of the things that we're really looking forward for. So under leave, you can see some things that you can do on behalf of the employee, requesting time off or viewing time off, or enrolling this person in a leave type. Okay. Let's go back to finance, and I know this is a lot of back and forth, but that's it. Let's skip payroll and go to compensation. So here in compensation, we can see that the employee has a fixed plan. It doesn't have, but you can enroll him in a fixed plan, in a variable plan. You can check this enrollment if it's open for enrollment, and so on. If we go to HR, we have another tab that is called compensation, and this is pretty much the same. It's still gathering information that we have in finance under the title of worker. So here you can see pretty much the same: fixed plan, variable plan awards, and variable plan enrollment, as well as bank accounts and taxes, labor unions, payroll, and ready to pay. That is a functionality that we have in HR that I think we don't have it in finance. All right. So let's go back to finance, and here we have time, project, and commerce, and expenses. These are 4 things that we do not have in HR. We do not have them, but we do have some others that are not existing over here. I'm not going to focus on this because these are not my strengths. So let's go to HR, and here we have benefits. And under benefits, we can see which benefits is these people eligible. And then we can see, of course, compliance. There you go. And under compliance, we can see all these cases that we do have in finance under the title of worker. So why I wanted to share this with you guys, because I think that we're having 2 separate modules that are really good about HR, and luckily with this infrastructure merge, people are going to be able to decide which of this it's the best for them. So if you didn't check my latest video around how is the infrastructure merge, is how this is going to look like, make sure you review that. And yeah, I know this is a lot of information and a lot of comparison between the both solutions, but yeah, I wanted to do this for a while. And lastly, before leaving you, I will open a bit more about HR, and let's go back into our picture of the company. And I want to make sure that you leave this video understanding that we have some reports that come by default, and they're in HR that are of course something really interesting, because they take all the data from our employees and from our data that we're managing daily, and they create these reports powered of course by Power BI. And here we can see how many things we can do. So we can see the full-time employment analysis, we can see the people by department, we can see the employee birthdays, and we can see something that I really like, that is the workforce demographics. And here we can see, for example, how our company is divided by gender, by age, how many how many students do we have, how many years people stay with us. And yeah, I mean, this one is I think the one that I like the most. This is this dashboard that we're seeing at the moment. This dashboard, it's showing us the difference between gender by the different departments. So we can see that in retail operations we have a lot of men and less women, but we can see that in departments as finance and HR we do have more women than men. So these are pretty interesting stuff that we can use, that unfortunately, we don't have it yet in finance, but with infrastructure merge and with the ability to use HR capabilities under finance, this is something that all our customers are going to be able to use if they want to. So I'm gonna say bye for now. I hope you like this recording. It's a bit long, but I wanted to make sure to make this comparison between both of the solutions. And yeah, if you have any doubt, if you have any question about the infrastructure merge or whatever related to HR, please let me know. I would be really happy to help you and support your learning path. And of course, if you have any doubt, you know where to reach me. Thank you very much and have a great day.